Sweet children, have unlimited intellects. Seek the opinions of eminent people and benefit all souls. Ask them for their halls in order to hold your exhibitions. Question, by having which awareness, now will you never become unhappy? You have now become aware that you were worthy of worship kings. Just think of that line, worthy of worship. People worship me, my kingly form. If you just say I'm a deity, then your aim isn't that you should become Narayan. And then from that, you became
Worshippers.
words lower.
Beggars.
Beggars. Beggars. Now, of course, you're not begging for money, for alms, but you beg for love, attention, acceptance, validation, inclusion. That's also begging. Baba has come and is once again making you into kings. Baba's now telling you the news of the whole world. You have now come to know the history and geography of the world. Continuously have this awareness, and you will never feel unhappy. You remain constantly happy. Psalm. Show the path to the blind, dear God, Om Shanti. You sweetest, long lost, and now found spiritual children heard the song. You children understand that it is very easy to meet the Father and to receive your inheritance from Him. Very easy. It is remembered that you receive the inheritance of liberation and life from the Father in a second. Liberation and life means the inheritance of happiness, peace, and prosperity, etc. There are two terms, liberation and life and
Bondage.
bondage in life. Each of them know that everyone has a life of bondage at this time because of the path of devotion and the kingdom of Radha. Father comes and liberates you from that bondage and gives you the inheritance. As soon as a child is born, his parents, friends, and relatives all understand that an heir has been born. It's just as easy to understand this as it is to understand that. Children say, Baba, you have come and met us exactly as you did in the previous cycle. You have found the path to receive the inheritance easily from, we have found the path to receive the inheritance easily from you, capital Y. Everyone knows that the creator of the new world is God. He is liberating us from wandering around, stumbling around. Yesterday, we were doing devotion, whereas today, we have found the path of this easy knowledge in Raj Yoga. Some children relate their experience of how they heard from the Brahma Kumaris of having two fathers. No one apart from you could say that he has two fathers. Every aspect of yours is wonderful. Well, adopted ones could say that. Right? They call them their birth father and their father who raised them. Every aspect of yours is wonderful. You are now aware that those who belong here will very quickly be able to remember all these things. Yes, sometimes Maya even slaps hard those who had remembered everything. They knew everything, they heard everything, and then they get hit by Maya and they're gone. By making them forget everything. You children have to remain very cautious about this. The Father has reminded you of everything. The theory of everything. Baba's telling you the theory of everything. You have to tie the bracelet of purity very tightly. You now understand the significance of Raksha Bandhan. Who made you make this promise? Lust is the greatest enemy. The Father says, promise me you'll never become impure and you will continue to remember me. And then your sins of half of this cycle will be burnt and destroyed. The Father guarantees this. You children also understand that. Since it is the Father who is giving this guarantee, it must be fine. What guarantee do goldsmiths give? They say they will make old jewelry new. You can fix it, improve it. That is their work. correctly said. When it's put into a fire, it definitely becomes pure gold. But that's not what a jeweler does. He doesn't take everything and melt it in fire down to gold. Sometimes he does that. Therefore, the Father explains, there is alloy in souls. How you go through the stages of Sattva, Raja, Tamo is very easy to explain. The pictures have been made so that it's also easy to explain by using those pictures. They have many types of maps in universities and colleges. These are your maps. You can explain to someone very well the meaning of each picture. The ocean of knowledge, the pure fire Father, comes and shows you this path. No one else can make an impure person pure. Human beings are without sight and therefore are unhappy. Blind people are not generally the happiest people. You children know that for the first 2 ages, there's no sorrow or devotion. That is called heaven. There is a contrast between the people of Bharat of this time and the ancient people of Bharat. However, no one else understands this difference. They do so much worshipping, etc. The wealthier people are, the more beautiful are the ornaments that they put on the idols of the deities. Bubba's experienced. A trustee of the Lakshmi Narayan temple in Bombay had a diamond necklace made for Lakshmi Narayan. Bubba still remembers the name of that trustee. He first built a temple to Shiv Baba, and then he decorated it very beautifully. And he then built a temple to the deities and decorated Lakshmi and Narayan, etc., with so much jewelry. Gold and jewelry. They don't, wealthy people don't do fake cut gemstones or use zircons. How much wealth there would have been at that time. So Mahmud Ghaznavi came and looted camel loads. Didn't loot camels. Well, he might have looted the camels, but he wasn't just going to take the camels home. He took the loot with it. When they ran out of camels, I guess they started using horses to carry, because horses can carry load. There was so much wealth in Bharat. You now understand accurately what your Bharat was. Even camels have to have water. They just fill up with the 2 humps and they regurgitate the water to hydrate themselves. But they take water. They have to take water. They'll die without water. They just go longer without it. They used to build temples of diamonds and jewels. Those things don't exist anymore. Everyone has looted everything. Everyone has looted everything. Look what the condition has now become. You were worthy of worship kings, and you now completed your 84 births. You have now become complete beggars. Churn these things over and over again. Truly, believe in them. God is telling you, you were that wealthy. And then you'll never consider yourselves ever to be. You think about these things constantly, you'll never be unhappy. Continue to churn in your hearts what you are receiving from Baba. So this is like the perfect Murli for what we were talking about yesterday. You got to be happy. You're doing this to experience happiness. If you're getting not happiness, you're not doing it right. You got to figure out what you're doing wrong. Father comes and tells us the news of the whole world. No one knows the history and geography of this world. You know that there was only the one Dharma, one kingdom, and one direction, Ekmat, and one language, and everyone was happy at first. Afterwards, they began to fight amongst themselves, and Bharat began to be divided into pieces. So kings started to fight, kingdoms split from another because someone might have been cheating. It wasn't like that at first, the fighting. There was no type of sorrow there. There was not even a mention of any illness. The very name is called heaven. You have now remembered everything about yourselves. We truly forget everything every cycle, and then we remembered everything. The first and only mistake we made was to forget the creator and the creation. Also to put the creator into the creation. You now know the beginning, middle, and the end. This knowledge will not even exist in the golden age. So how could it be? How could it have continued from time immemorial? At that time, the main ones are the kings. There aren't any rishis or munis then. They've come into existence in the Copper Age. The rishis and munis received their food, etc., from the kings. The kings looked after them because, after all, the rishis have renounced everything. The ancient Raj Yoga of ancient Bharat is remembered. You wouldn't say that the rishis and munis are ancient. They come into existence in the Copper Age. They are supported by the kings. They say, we do not know the creator nor the creation, Nati Nati. Father says, the kings did not know that either. So no one in the world has this knowledge. Only you children have now become sensible due to knowledge. So you're the only ones who have the fortune. Even great rishis, munis, and kings don't have this fortune. And yet you get down on yourself and you feel lonely and separated and weak and unloved. Obviously, you're not in the awareness of your fortune. That's just basically feeling sorry for yourself because you haven't renounced the vices that you know you should let go of. Why would you feel sorry? Just renounce them. No one in the world has this knowledge. You children have now become sensible. You can write to those who built temples to Lakshmi and Narayan. You have seen so many hundreds of thousands of rupees on building. You spent so many hundreds of thousands of rupees on building temples, but you know their life stories. How did they attain their kingdom, and where did they then go? We can tell you all the secrets about where they are now. You can write to them like this. You children now know the biography of everyone. So why shouldn't you write to them? Say, give us some time and we will tell you the life story of each one. You can even write to those who build temples to Shiva. The temple to Shiva in Benares is so large. It must have many trustees. You should try to explain to eminent people. And trustees, we probably use the word nowadays, like benefactors or patrons.
Yeah, patrons.
That's how they're using this word. They sponsor the temple, like they're the patrons of the temple. Baba says, how did they, you have so many hundreds of thousands of, spent so many hundreds of thousands of rupees on temples, but you know their life stories of those who you were building the temple for. How did they attain their kingdom and where did they then go? Like even that story that we've heard about the history of Hinduism is fascinating. But I guess only those who were Hindus would find that fascinating. How did they attain their kingdom and where did they then go? We can tell you all the secrets about where they are now. You can write to them like this. You children now know the biography of everyone. So why shouldn't you write to them? So you can see in our intoxication of hearing all this knowledge, we were the ones who created this feeling of fortune that we know all this stuff. Right? No person when we become body conscious, we have the ego of then say, we know all this stuff. We're more fortunate and elevated than you guys. If you don't know, we know this, you don't know this. And that's how you lose your fortune. Right? You're misusing the awareness of your fortune. Each of them now know the biography of everyone. So why shouldn't you write to them? Say to the trustees, patrons of the temple, say, give us some time and we will tell you the life story of each of them. You can even write to those who build temples to Shiva. The temple to Shiva in Benares is so large. It must have many trustees. You should try to explain to eminent people. When eminent people understand, their sound will be heard by everyone. The poor quickly listen to them. Seek the help of eminent people. Get them to write their opinions because their voice helps. In fact, they don't make as much noise as they might. You can even explain to the president. They even say that this is good. When the chief minister or governor performs an opening, they write that these Brahma Kumaris show a very good and easy path to meet God. However, they don't understand who God is. At that time, they just say that the path you show is very good, and the path to find peace is very good. But they don't understand anything themselves. Baba tells you to explain to eminent people. Ask for very well-known halls to be donated for use with the help of important people. Tell them we want to keep their exhibition here permanently in order to benefit all human beings. Simply advertise this. Take 50 to 100 halls like this. Bard is very big. Take 10 to 12 halls in each city. Have it printed in the newspapers that exhibitions are being held in so many halls. So service is about 8 to 10 years old at this time. Those who want to understand would come and do so, should come and do so. So many will then be benefited by this. Each of them have to have very broad intellects. Each of them have to do service. The Father tells all of you children, hold exhibitions with great pomp and show. Baba is making preparations. You children have to make effort. All of these things have to be understood. God comes and creates the creation of people through Prajapita Brahma. Therefore, he must definitely have created so many Brahmins. He is now creating them again. There are so many Brahmins. Baba is creating this Brahman Dharma at this confluence age. You can see and understand all of these things in a practical way. These things are not mentioned in the scriptures. You children understand that Baba only comes when this impure world has to be destroyed, made pure, which means destroyed. People also know that the Supreme Soul creates creation through Prajapita Brahma. They don't know when he does that. They believe that he must create a new creation. They believe Brahma to be in the Subtle region. You understand that Prajapita Brahma is now here. You go to the Subtle region. You become pure and then become angels. You also have visions. Children come back and relate that everything there is like a movie. That is the movie world. You saw movie films. You know everything. You understand everything in a practical way. The incorporeal world is a world of silence where souls reside. And there should be such a feeling of love and happiness hearing Baba's Murli. The Murli about fortune. The incorporeal world is a world of silence where souls reside. In the subtle region, there are also subtle bodies. So there must also definitely be language. It is in the intellects of you children that the residence of you souls is the land of silence. Then where there is subtle region, there is the subtle region where Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar reside. Here it is the confluence of the Iron Age and the Golden Age. The Father comes here, and you Brahmins then go from here. There is the home of the parents and the home of the in-laws. Both your parents are here. Both Papa and Dada make effort to make you children become like flowers. That's the murder. Muslims speak of the Garden of Allah. There was someone in Karachi who would stand in front of Baba and fall down on the ground simply looking at Baba. When he was asked about it, he would say that he went to God's garden and God gave him a flower. This is a forest of thorns and that is a garden of flowers. You have all the secrets in your intellects about what this Iron Age is and what that Golden Age is. You should have a lot of happiness because you have the whole cycle in your intellects. There's a lot of expansion about it. It's in your intellects, in short. You children have now come to know the creator and creation from the Father, the creator. Brahma is not called the creator. There's only one creator, capital C, and the greatness is also of that one. First of all, there is the creation through Brahma, and then there is the creation of Sri Krishna. Brahma exists, but Brahmins are also needed. Pandavas are not called Brahmins. Brahmins created through Brahma are needed. This is a spiritual sacrificial fire. This is called spiritual knowledge. Only the Father gives this knowledge to you spirits. You understand it is not a human being who is teaching you. The Father is teaching all of you souls. It is said that establishment takes place through Brahma. You would not say that it takes place through Sri Krishna, semicolon. That wouldn't be possible. Who inspires establishment through Brahma? It is Sri Krishna. No. Is it Sri Krishna? No. It is the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, who inspires establishment through Brahma. Sustenance takes place through Vishnu. Brahma, Vishnu also have their parts. The mouth-born creation of Brahma then become the deities of the land of Vishnu. Brahma becomes Vishnu, and Vishnu becomes Brahma. It's been explained to each of them that it takes 1 second for Brahma to become Vishnu, and it then takes 84 births for Vishnu to become Brahma. 1 second to realize and implement the change. It takes only 1 second. It's taken a lot longer because you're trying to do that 1 second without letting go of your attachments, fears, and desires. Of course you can. It's going to take forever. You don't have forever anymore. I can feel it. You don't have forever. You got a few years, but the rate you're going, those few years are going to get wasted. Wake up. Because if you won't wake up now, you're going to wake up at Dharmarajapuri. These are such wonderful matters. No one can understand them. They are unlimited matters. You have to study this unlimited study with the unlimited Father and claim the unlimited kingdom. Know the world cycle. You souls know it through your bodies. It isn't that your bodies take this knowledge through you souls. No, it is you souls who take this knowledge through your bodies. You have so much happiness. You should have internal incognito happiness. You souls have the sanskaras of studying. It is the soul that feels sorrow. It is said, don't cause sorrow to my soul. You children are now receiving so much enlightenment. You remain happy. You clouds have to become refreshed by the ocean. That's what Murli is. Should be filling you with bundles of, he uses the example of bubbly water, sparkling water or soda or whatever, right? You clouds have to become refreshed by the ocean and shower this knowledge together. Meet together and help to create these exhibitions. You should be interested. You should be interested. That takes energy in doing this. Service, service, and more service. Do you hear that as exciting and possibilities, or do you hear that more service, more service? I'm already so tired of service. What are you hearing? Right? Takes energy to do this, to embody the Murli, practice the Murli, apply it. Takes energy. And that's why the service isn't going to be powerful, because you have to find that power inside of yourself. Service, service, and more service. Acha. To you, sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says namaste to your spiritual children. And
spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
Essence for Dharna, number 1. Turn this knowledge that you have received from the Father and maintain infinite happiness. Have an unlimited intellect and do service with great pomp and show. 2. Don't forget the awareness that the Father has reminded you of. Completely fulfill the promise that you have made to the Father to remain. You will fulfill your promise, and the burden will end. Fulfill it. Do what you promised, God. He tells you that how many times in a week in a Murli where he says, you said, when I come, and I repeat this for you, you got to remember these points and use it to finish off the Maya. Don't forget the awareness that the Father has reminded you of. Completely fulfill the promise you made to the Father to remain pure. Lesson. Will you constantly be an easy yogi who grants a vision of an angelic form with your practice of remaining detached? You constantly be an easy yogi who grants a vision of an angelic form with your practice of remaining detached. Just as it is in your hands to wear a garment or not to wear it, put on a piece of clothing or not. In the same way, have the same experience with the garment of your body. You wear a costume, perform a task, and as soon as the task is accomplished, you take off the costume. Experience the detachment of yourself, the soul, and your body, being detached from the body. I think that's what they say. That they're two separate things and they are separate. Whilst walking and moving around, and you will then be called a constantly easy yogi. Many souls will have visions of your angelic fall and your future royal status to the children who remain detached in this way. At the end, this type of service will make an impact. Slogan. You got to be able to make an impact. To waste even a second of the confidence stage means to waste a year. Look how much waste is going on. Be doing so many things. You could be having workshops. You could be, sharing points of knowledge in your churnings and experiences. Well, you got to have them first, but you could be doing all that, which would give you a quality Brahman life. Caveat signal. In order to experience the natural inheritance of Brahman life, this Murli is so perfect for this, which is constant happiness, being an embodiment of peace, and having contentment of the mind. There has to be purity of your mind. The way to accumulate this is to have purity in your thoughts, words, and actions. The foundation of all of this is purity. This is all, Rakshabandhan words. The basis of success in service is also purity. Let there not be any other feelings mixed in your thoughts or words. Let there be purity in your intentions and also in your feelings. Oh,